welcome back to another Lightning Collection review. Now today I'm going to be looking at the Lightning Collection Remastered Green Ranger, and I wasn't going to quite do this just yet. I was hoping to wait on some more of the remastered figures just to be able to get them all down and out at around about the same sort of time. But a lot of people on Instagram kept asking me for this, so I thought I'd put it out there for you guys. These do come at a deluxe price point, so they are the same price as any of the deluxe figures like Rita, Minotaur and anything that's coming out as well. So if you've got any of the other remastered figures, you will know these are around about the £33.99 price and around about the same in different currencies. So let's get into this review. This is the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Remastered Mighty Morphin Green Ranger, and I have taken a look at the figure. If you've seen my Instagram and my YouTube short, I have taken this out, make sure everything was there and it's all fine, which it is. So this is an empty box, but it does look really, really nice. So we have got the 30th anniversary logo at the top, just a remastered logo at the top as well there. We've got really, really nice 30th anniversary artwork here. So this is all stuff that we've seen before in the other remastered figures. We've got the Green Ranger and telling us that we are still expecting the plastic-free packaging for now. And on the side, even though he's already morphed, we have got a picture of him holding the morpher, which does look nice. And on the other side, we have got just a nice bit of artwork of all the Rangers of the 30th anniversary logo. Now you can get a poster of this, which I believe is in Walmart. So they've got a similar sort of artwork. I don't know if it's the same, I can't quite remember. But if you're in the US and you are near a Walmart, go and have a little look, because the poster does look really, really cool. I will put a little picture of it in the corner if I can. And on the back, continuing this nice, beautiful little 30th anniversary artwork with our logo in the corner. And it's telling us that we're getting a Tommy Oliver from a particular episode, showing us what we get inside the box. So we've got our Tommy figure with various hands, some lightning effect pieces for around the bottom of his feet. We've got the blade blasters in all modes, a candle from the Green Candle episode, his morpher, dragon dagger and his helmet. And straight out of the box here is our figure. So he does look really cool. He's got almost like a animated sort of head sculpt. So at some angles it does look like him, and then other angles not so much, but it's a pretty tidy head sculpt, to be honest. And it does have, I would say, more of a character likeness than actor likeness, if that makes sense. See, it comes with two grab hands out of the box. Mine is a little bit loose on one of the arms at the top, but it doesn't stop you posing him. It still looks nice. The white throughout the figure does look very white, and there's no mispaints or anything on the boots. So looking at the figure, this is our Tommy head sculpt. It's got a nice earring which is painted nicely. The hair does look really cool, and the only thing that you can kind of notice overly with this figure is that it's sort of given us that gap to be able to put the shield on, and although he doesn't come with the shield, they've allowed for that, so that's really cool. But at the same time, it's almost like they're planning ahead that you're going to be buying this, and knowing that you're going to have to buy that Red Ranger with it as well is a bit crafty. But from a business point of view, I can definitely see why they would do that. And a lot of people did ask for a single release of the Red Ranger in his dragon's shield. The gold is very nice around the tops of the gloves and the boots, but unfortunately, like we're in Space Silver, we are experiencing some white around the top of the boot which isn't painted, so that's a bit of a shame, but it's not too noticeable, luckily. The stamp on the belt does look really nice, so you can still see that nice dragon coin in there and the detail on the buckle and everything, so that's really cool. He has got the black holster, but it is different, and in the Green Candle episode I believe he had on some parts a white one, so I did go back and rewatch the episode just to double check, because I don't ever remember seeing this holster looking any different, and I have watched through the series quite a few times with my kids recently and stuff, so this is a little bit of an odd one. In the American footage this was white and it was this shape, yet in the Japanese footage of the Green Candle it was the standard black one that we've seen on the old one.
Bringing to life the episode, The Green Candle, two-part famous episode where Rita kidnaps Tommy and tries to steal his Green Ranger power.
You can notice that the paint is a little bit different, so we have got a lighter green and it does look darker on camera than it does in person, so just bear that in mind. It's probably going to be a little bit lighter than you can see here, but you can see that this is a different green to this, which I do expect because you can feel that it is a different plastic. So this is more of a gloss, this is more of a matte paint. Once you've got that shield on there, you probably won't notice too much difference. But he's got a ton of accessories, so let's take a little look at them. So taking a look at the accessories, this is one of them which is quite important to the episode. So Rita had this candle made of this magic wax, which was sort of guarded by Goldar, and his job was sort of to bring the Green Ranger in and sort of get him to use up his powers and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Mine hasn't come bent or anything like that, so it's not, maybe a little bit, but it's not too bad. It was not really noticeable. And it is just a gold plastic with the green painted at the top, but it's neatly done. Sculpt on it's nice. We do have the 2 effect pieces, so they sit around the feet or whatever you want to do with them, but generally they sort of sit around the bottom of the figure. You can put them in a little circle around the figure. Nothing we haven't already seen from the remastered, but the green does look nice. It comes with 3 blade blasters in different modes, so we've got the gun mode, the extended sword mode, and the holstered mode. He comes with 2 closed fists. His morphing hands, so this is again the same as what we've seen on the other remastered. And as you would expect, a dragon flute playing hand. He also comes with a dragon dagger, which is very nicely painted. They've definitely made more effort for this than they have with the others. You can see that they've added extra bits of paint and stuff on there. So this was sort of all black in the last ones, and they have painted both sides. Unfortunately, my one is a little bent, but it will be living in the holster, so I'm not too bothered, but it's pretty cool. It comes with a green morpher, so I don't know if you can see very well on that, but the closer I hold it, then the less sort of focused it gets, unfortunately. But the paint on there is really nice. The gold looks shiny, and the coin is stamped into it very well. And lastly, we've just got his helmet. So this definitely is better than the one that we've seen before. So you can see that the diamond and the red and the gold looks nice at the top. The eyes are painted quite well. The mouth's painted well, as is the visor's looking very glossy. And the helmet overall does look nice, but they again haven't given us the white around the visor, so the teeth is supposed to be white, which is a little bit of a shame. You'd think that, considering this is meant to be the definitive version of the Green Ranger, that they would have made that little bit more of an effort. Now you can't really notice it from a really far away. I really don't think it would have added much more to the cost for them to be able to do that, or effort to have done it. I mean, they did do it on the fighting spirit, so it would be nice to be able to get that, but it's definitely a better shape and a better shade green, so that's really cool. And here he is with his helmet on. It does look like a nice helmet, but it does look a little bit big for the neck, and I really feel like they've allowed for the fact that they know that we're going to be putting a shield on. So as you can see with the civilian head sculpt, there is quite clearance, and you can see, I mean, even without the shield, it does look good, but I'm excited to be able to see him with the shield on. It should get rid of some of this clearance here, but even without it, it's a really nice figure. Moving on to some articulation, so I'm going to use this one just because my helmet is a little bit stiff, and I intend on just using the civilian head for my display anyway, and then the next one I get this week will be the helmet version with the shield and all that sort of stuff. So the helmet does move around quite nicely, and luckily on this one it doesn't move the neck joint around with it, but you can move the neck joint. But this one doesn't seem to go up and down very much at all. You can see that there is some sort of movement on there, but it's not great, I'll be honest. We do have butterflies on the shoulders, and again, mine are a little bit loose. These shoulders do remind me of the ones that have been used. I don't know if they're different, but they just look a lot wider, but it's the same as what's on the sort of turbo red. So it does go quite a way up. They do move all the way around. He's got some upper bicep swivel all the way around, and the pinless double jointed elbows, which we would expect to see on the remastered figures. The hands do a full 360, and depending on what hands you've got, you can articulate them pretty well. So these ones being a morphing hand, so you can see they have a joint in the hand there to be able to sort of push them out a little bit. So when you've got that morpher in there, you can hold it pretty well. And then in the middle is on a ball with some ab crunch. And then we have got drop down hips, which is no secret that I don't like, but luckily these aren't too loose, so I'm quite happy with these ones. And the legs do go up pretty well, depending on what you want to do with the hips. And then we've got some upper thigh rotation. They do a full 360. And then we've got our double jointed pinless knees with some rotation on the cut of the boot. And then finally at the bottom, our feet do move up and down and pivot around to the side. Looking at some comparisons for the figures, so this is the remastered on this side. In the middle we have got the fighting spirit, and then on the end we have got the single release of Tommy just on the end. Now, comparing the helmets, I just wanted to show you really quickly. This is obviously the fighting spirit, and you can see that they've made the effort with the white paint and then the silver can kind of see it in different lights there. And then this one doesn't have that, so this is all silver. There's no effort has been made to be able to do that, but I don't doubt that there's people out there to be able to do that for you, but I would not be looking to do anything like that. I don't have a steady enough hand. But this also shows the shape of the helmet and the different color in green, so I prefer this color green on the helmet. I think it looks a bit better, and it is definitely a much better shape. Obviously the other two come with their shield and he doesn't, so you will need to grab the Red Ranger to be able to put the shield on him. So I don't doubt that most people are going to be purchasing 2 of those figures, which is a bit of a shame. Luckily for me, I'm only going to be getting the 1. I don't care to be able to have another Dragon Shield Red, but the green is definitely my favourite, so I have no problem getting 2 of these, so I can have one that's posed like he is now, and I will leave that one in with the remastered figures, and then I will display the other one with my Green Ranger stuff or something like that anyway. But it just shows you a little bit comparison. You can see that this one is a lot lighter than the other 2. These 2 do have the same sort of colour, but this is a lot lighter, and to be honest, this does look darker on camera than it does in real life, so just bear that in mind. He is pretty bright, but they're all great figures and I do like all of them. Very happy with each of them. And for anyone wondering, the new helmet, that's what it looks like on the Fighting Spirit figure anyway. So it is a lot better shape. It doesn't quite sit properly like the other one does on this one. I don't know if it's different due to the neck joints, because they are different than these ones. But there's an obvious colour difference there. It still looks alright from the distance if that was something you wanted to do, but there is quite a difference in the colour between them, so just bear that in mind too. And just a little comparison so you can see him with the other Rangers. So we've got Billy, Trini and Tommy so far for the remastered. I'm waiting on Zach to come and he should be here. He is due tomorrow, so I'll be able to get that reviewed and get that up. But so far they're looking really good. I'm halfway there so far, so 3 to go. 1 more tomorrow, just the last final 2 that should be here next week. So moving on to my final thoughts of this figure. One thing I will say that kind of I feel it lets it down a little bit is that it is a bit underwhelming without the shield. You can see that with the helmet being quite a bit larger than like the neck and the clearance in Tommy's head sculpt, is that this figure is made to be wearing that shield. So to not include the shield in with this figure is a little bit disappointing, and as I say, it is slightly underwhelming. The helmet I can deal with not having the white bits on because we're used to seeing that anyway. It doesn't bother me at all, because from a distance it does look like a really nice figure. But the helmet does look really, really nice, so it is the correct sort of shape and it comes with lots of accessories, and the suit looks really nice. I do like the colour, even though it is a little bit lighter than what we should see. Now this camera isn't doing a whole lot for it, so it is actually lighter in person and more of a brighter green than what the camera is showing. But I absolutely do love this figure. I have got another one on order, so I can put the shield on one and then have one in like his morphing pose, holding the morpher out with his civilian head sculpt on. I did manage to grab this at the normal retail price, and to have it a bit earlier than Pulse was really cool. And knowing the fact that it didn't come with the shield, there's no like further disappointment or anything like that. So once I get this shield on, I'm happy that this is going to be the final Green Ranger figure, and apart from the black on the bottom of the boots, it is spot on really. If you want to see this guy with the shield, I will add it into my Red Ranger review, which should be coming next week. I had a lot of people asking for this review, and I was hoping to wait just to have the shield so I could show him with it. I'm really interested in hearing you guys' thoughts, so please leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the figure. Hopefully they'll all start shipping out in the US soon. But other than that, that is all from me, guys. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more, please consider subscribing. I'll leave some links at the end for some other remastered figures which I've reviewed, and I will be putting out the rest of the remastered figures as I get them next week. So I'll probably post up Black tomorrow. He is due to be delivered tomorrow, and hopefully I'll find the time to be able to review that and get that for you. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time, guys.